Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm rolling in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. While you chase the crust and I take the lead. Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on the name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no insight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, owning your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Oh, you know what? It is so good to see all you fine people here. Elka, that is beautiful. And I've got a little something for you. You know, seeing that it's your anniversary, congratulations. I mean, 40 years, that is beautiful. That's pretty good. Here, we'll just put this one out here for you, Elka.
It started with the barn.
Much better.
That's where they think it began. But they got it twisted. Yeah, let me walk you through it. I said what I saw, I said what I heard, but they turning my lines into something absurd. The barn ain't the problem, it's what came after. Everybody pointing fingers like it's all fucking laughter. They don't know the whole thing, they just want a name, trying to put it on me like I'm playing the game. But I keep receipts, I know where it's from. I ain't holding that bag, I'm not that dumb. Barn burner,
oh yeah.
Spin, say it once, watch them twist it in. Barn burner, I play it slow, drop the spark they need, leave the rest on low. I never said it like that, they took it wrong. Now they running around singing the wrong song. I was trying to explain, I pulled my finger, but the smell they want, I let the sting linger. I didn't backpedal, I clarified. That's how you get fucked when the facts get fried. People hear what they want, not what I meant, so I put that shit right out. Time to vent. Barn burner, that's the spin. Say it once, watch them twist it in. Barn burner, I play it slow, drop the spark they need, leave the rest on low. They clip my words, they cut my tone, turn my lies to something I'll never own. They paint the picture with colors I hate.
Oh, good to see you. Wouldn't you like to know?
Don't confuse my caution with guilt or shame. I ain't the match, I just fan the flame. They want
good evening, everyone.
I don't want the truth, that's the lie I
glad
hold,
to hear
and
that you're back.
Proof. They say the barn is where the fire began, but the story don't match when you trace the plan. They skip the middle, they blur the start. That's how rumors run laps and tear shit apart. I stand on the record, I don't retract. Let the docket show, I deal not in fact. I can spin the lie, but it won't hold long. Barn burner is the lie, but my PR stays strong.
Not yet. It hadn't been fixed
if I
yet.
didn't see it, I don't repeat.
Hey,
If I didn't hear
Angie.
it, it's not complete. So I strip it down
Yes,
till the
I
edges
have.
fit. That's how I keep control when they yell bullshit. From the barn to the blame to the bullshit lie, I keep my story lean, time on my side. Barn burner, yeah, that's how it'll go. And I can spin the lies with the words I load.
Oh, yeah.
I did what I did.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. Yes, 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 yes. And yes, I have heard from Debbie Baker recently. She's easing back into it. You got to give these folks time. Let them enjoy life a little bit. She's still good. She's still good. Angie, how butter's popping? I heard tunes beating. I said, "Whoa, that's a goodie." Yeah, I enjoy that one. Oh my gosh, let's get this party started. Oh, yes, we'll give it. Getting it started. You know, it's always good to have you here. Thank you, Cynthia. I hope you're doing well. Real Shizzy fans, our Raiders, we are here from the beginning. I love you guys. You're awesome. Thank you, Stephen Bear. Shizzy, it might be time to throw your computer out the window. Well, it could be. It might be time. No, I'm reviving the computer. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you. Thank you. Really. I have most of the parts here. I'm missing like the place to put them. I had to break down and get a box, a whole new motherboard, processor, everything, because I don't know what happened with my computer, but I think the processor is still fine. I think the motherboard burned up, and I was just like, you know what, I'll pull the trigger and just get all new components, and I can write some of it off. So there you go. Thank you, Colleen. I do appreciate it. That is really kind of you. And I appreciate all of you guys. It's a bear because I've got Friday tomorrow morning with Mo in the deep end. And then tomorrow night over here, where we're gonna watch some crazy police videos, and maybe we'll have police chase. That happens all the time. And then of course over on FNL, and then Saturday I'll be building this thing all up, and yeah, it'll be much better whenever it's done. It's rough. It's a rough day. You need to sleep, but I'll do that after listening to you. It's 4:18 in the morning. Well, thank you, Storm Beer and Summer. I hope you're doing well. You get the rest you need. I know what happened. You must have viewed a pack of flea or gnat or some insects. Yeah, there was some sort of insects happening. No, tonight we will be getting to watching a little bit of the Shara's video and sort of breaking that down a little bit, because that's a pretty intense video, and I need to make sure I give a shout out on it there, because it is good. But I'll do that afterwards, and I'll post the link up there for you guys. So if you haven't seen it, it's definitely pretty informative, and there should be a part 2 coming out pretty soon. And whenever that hits, I'm sure that's going to set them all off again. But I've put the link up where the video can be found. Make sure that you go check it out. I mean, it's sitting at some good amount of views. But tonight we're gonna go over a couple of the documents that came in over the past couple of days. My computer, as you know, hasn't been working well. So you follow this case for 3 years now. I don't want to miss anything. You won't miss anything. You won't miss anything. You can always watch the replay. That's what I do. Oh, you sent me a Sheriff Grady clip on Discord. I'll check that out. That'll be for tomorrow, early tomorrow night or tomorrow morning. I'll see what we got going on. Also, I worked on a new song for tomorrow. So if you don't know this, every day, every Friday, Mo and I get together and we find a news story, and then I write a song about it. I usually have an entire week to write a song, and this one, it's good. Let's put it that way. It's really good. You don't want to miss Friday morning with Mo. It's gonna be fire. Let's put it that way. It's gonna be really good. Oh, check it out. No, wait, please tap. Yeah, definitely tap that thumbs up or the thumbs down. Either way, it makes us feel good. We get that little rub right there. There's a police chase zone video of a trooper bird who does a really good pit maneuvers. Yeah, I've seen some of those pit maneuvers. I saw one where they shot out the net and grabbed a hold of the tires. You know, that little net that'll wrap around the tires whenever they're trying to drive off. And it literally rips the entire rear axle off the car. And then they still continue to try to drive. It's awesome. Yes. So, what I have here tonight, and I'll drop that off of there real quick. So I'll come back to that. What we have tonight is a couple of the filings that came in over the past couple of days. I haven't had a chance to really go over, but I was able to read through a little bit of them, sort of get an idea of what was going on there, and then I'm going to show you a couple of other things that are happening, and maybe stuff that you should know about. Does that make sense? Like, I want to make sure that you sort of understand some of the craziness that we're dealing with, and we'll probably go into this in a little more depth on Saturday. I'm believing that I'm going to be talking with Tug on Saturday. From what I remember, we were talking about doing something there, so that'll be really interesting. Some of this stuff we'll probably end up going over there and bringing it up, but I'll give you a little bit of teaser about what's going on. Oh, yes. Hey, T42, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Amber, good to see you. Welcome. Yes, I'm wearing my Pixies t-shirt today. It's I went with my wife, what was it, last fall? I think it was last fall. Man, was it that long ago? I went to go with her to go see the Pixies. It was a fun show. I mean, I'm not really too particular about the Pixies. I think that they're fun and I enjoy some of their music, but you know, I mean, my wife is much more into them than I am, but I still had a good time because I know most of the songs. Dang, Angie, I was lurking. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Let me see if we can bring this one up here. Yeah, we got it. All right, let's see. So as you know, this right here, the order before the court is plaintiff's motion for substitutive service of process by email, which was Doc 113. In the motion, plaintiffs seek authorization to serve, stupid Dave by email. Well, plaintiffs claims they've tried without success to serve the defendant, Dork, by traditional means. For the reasons below, the motion is denied. Well, that sort of threw me off. I was like, why would you, if they're having no success to serve by traditional means, and so they're going to deny it? Well, the discussion, this is where they get into Rule 4E of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, governs the service of process. Several different ways. The first way is by personally delivering the summons and complaint to the individual. The second way is by leaving the summons and complaint with the individual's defendant residence with someone of suitable age. The third way is delivery of the summons and complaint to an agent by authorized by appointment or by law to receive service of process. And finally, service may be accomplished by following the service laws of either the state where the federal court hearing the case is located or the state where service is made. And now this is important because what this is right here is basically saying if you can't serve them by the means that Florida allows, then you have to go to the state where the resident resides and follow their rules. And so inside those rules, you have basically service, which is, showing up, a sheriff showing up. If they continue, then you have to, then you can file what's called a service by publication. The way the service by publication works is you file that with a local paper in their county, this is according to Wisconsin law, in the county that they reside in, and you run it for 4 weeks. And then if they don't respond to it, they're still considered served. So that's a breakdown. That's sort of a simplistic way of looking at it, but that's what would be in the state of Wisconsin. I actually had to look that up to see what all was involved in that, because I was just like, well, what is that? What does this mean? And that's part of the process that you have to do. But to do that, you have to ask the court for permission, that kind of stuff, to do those kinds of things. Like if you're going to do service a different way, they asked the court if they could file it by email. The court said, no, you can't do it. And that's basically what this is saying, is you can't do it by email. Bingo in Shizzy. Now that could be really weird. A bingo, you guys, you really think you need a bingo card? You think you're gonna get me all fired up? Recognizing the federal service rules, provisions do not authorize email service. I'm pretty sure that's not correct. Plaintiffs invoke Rule 4E1 as the basis for email service, Doc 113-4. More specifically, they claim that the law of the state where this court located, Florida, and the law of the state where service would be made, Wisconsin, authorized service by email. Plaintiffs say defendant Stupid Dave resides in Wisconsin, and see Doc 113-2. See Generally Dyer v. Walmart Stores, Inc., Appendix, and I'm not even going to go into that. Stating the plaintiff may use any method of service allowed in the state where the district court is located. Okay, so that's what it's basically, that's just a summary of what it says. So the question before the court is, today, does the law of either Florida or Wisconsin authorize service by email? The question, the answer is no. Florida law plaintiffs have not cited any precedent from any court finding that Florida law authorizes service by email. Well, and it's sort of, it becomes the plaintiffs to position where they have to cite a precedent. So if Randy finds precedent, he can file that precedent from any court finding that Florida law authorizes service by email. That's all he has to do. And he could easily file something similar to saying, hey, this particular precedent shows that, Florida does accept service by email. And then he can also say, outside of that, can you give me permission to, file, if you're not going to allow it still, at least allow me to run, service in the state of Florida, like a notice of service by publication. Megan just found proof that Belito was wrong. Well, now here's the thing, Storm, and I appreciate the $2 again. Thank you very much. Oh, actually, that's a 2-spot. You're in the UK. Awesome. See, I should be paying more attention to that. Or is that euros? I think that's euros. So you may not be in UK. You could be in the European Union. I'm bad. I can't remember all this stuff because I can't remember. I'm American, man. So here's the thing. You have to remember this statement right here is where it becomes important, because plaintiffs have not cited any precedent. That's and so although Megan found the proof, it's not the court's job to look for the proof. Netherlands, nice. I like it. You're hanging out with the baker, man, the broken baker. So here's the thing. Plaintiffs have not cited any precedent. So if Randy can cite precedent on this, there's a big possibility that they will allow it to happen. They'll actually say, hey, you've cited the precedent, then they'll look at it and they'll make sure that that's correct. And the court's job is not to do an attorney's job. You have to remember that. Court's job is to basically take in the information and make rulings on it. So Baker is not Swedish. Angie, shame on you. He is not Swedish. He's an American trying to get his green card from Denmark. Nor could the court find any what the court did find. Okay, so this is where she is right. Nor could the court find any. What the court did find, however, were cases including one from another judge in this court stating that Florida law does not authorize email service on individuals. And it says, although certain situation, Florida law authorizes email service on corporations, LLCs, and other business entities, there appears to be no provision of Florida law that authorizes email service on individual defendants. And explaining that the Florida legislature chose to permit email service in certain situations for business entities under Florida Statute 48102, but the legislature chose not to authorize email service for individuals. So sending it out to the company you could, but not in the state of Florida. Is YouTube, and when was this? This would have been in 2023. So notice right here, 2023. Okay. And then 2025. So this number right here shows what year that was. And in 2025, that's what year that is. So that's different dates. YouTube consider publication. I don't know. I don't know if YouTube be considered publication. They're not really, they got 230 protections or some crap like that. Switching to watch TV. Good night. You take care, Stephen Bear. Thank you. I appreciate you. So email service, because Florida does not permit service by email. Another one in 2022, 2023. Recognized service cannot be accomplished in Florida by email or submission of service to a third party via the internet. Walker v. Bubbly Brands, refusing to allow email service on defendant located. Well, this is also located in Florida because Florida rules do not provide mechanism for service by process of email. But you have to remember that he's not in Florida. So I think they're misquoting stuff. You need to get better staff. The only provision of Florida law cited in plaintiff's motion is Florida Statute 48.181. Plaintiffs have now, however, explained how this statute supports their position. 48181 sets forth a substituted service regime for non-residents and foreign businesses that have conducted business in Florida and concealed their whereabouts. Well, I would contend that he has conducted business in Florida. I mean, maybe. Under the substituted service regime, a qualifying individual or foreign business is deemed to have designated the Secretary of State as its agents on whom process and any action or proceeding may be served in accordance with this section. Well, and here's the thing: he could file with the Secretary of State, but that would be only if Torque and Dork is actually got a like if he's LLC'd his company, his YouTube channel, which is always a possibility. You could always look into that and see if he's LLC'd it. And if he does, then you could just, include that in on the thing. Even if it was old LLC, if it was active at the time, you could probably do that. Belitho permits service by email. I wish he would. Nothing in plaintiff's motion mentions designation of the Secretary of State. Well, because that's a little bit different, because then you basically are adding in the Secretary of State into all this mess. With the substitute service requirements set forth in Florida statutes, even if the substitute service requirements had been met, the court fails to see anything that would authorize service by emailing the summons and complaint to an individual defendant as proposed by plaintiffs. No, they're saying that they already have, and he's already responded. I mean, multiple times he's responded to all of those emails, and they know that he's using that email actively. Like if you send an email to his email address, you'd probably receive something back. Especially if you were saying, hey, I'm gonna give you X amount of dollars, he would probably jump on that, maybe a pizza. Because plaintiffs have cited nothing in Florida that authorizes email service. And see, this is where this is most important, because they haven't cited anything in Florida that ought. Well, I hate their grammar. It's horrible. That offers email service on an individual defendant and everything. The court has found, says Florida law doesn't do it. The court will not authorize email service on Torque and Dork under Florida law. Now, Wisconsin law, that's where he falls under Wisconsin law. And there is a long arm statute in the state of Florida. Most states don't have that. Some do, some don't. Yes, just as when Megan found out half an hour ago. Someone asked Megan a good question. Is YouTube considered a publication? That is a good question. I mean, are they a publisher or just a platform? Because they don't have to. They could kick us off of here. So I don't know if they would be considered a publisher. Maybe, could be. Hold on a second. To be clear, the court has not taken any position on whether the substitute service provisions of Florida Statute 48.1.1 would apply to, 48.181 would apply to defendant Turk and Dirk. In other words, the court has not taken any position on whether the defendant has engaged in a business or whether he has taken action to conceal his whereabouts. It simply explained that even though those things were true, it doesn't authorize any email service. Let's see, a whole bunch here. The only provisions of Wisconsin law cited by plaintiffs is 801.11. But that statute does not address email service because plaintiffs have cited nothing in Wisconsin law that authorizes email service on an individual defendant. Everything the court has found says Wisconsin law does not authorize email service. The court rejects plaintiffs' request to serve defendant Stupid Dave by email under Wisconsin law. And of course, it cites it here. Wisconsin statute does authorize service by publication if certain requirements are met. Right there. But plaintiffs have sought service by email and not service by publication. So and so, I mean, now they can. I mean, that would be the thing to do. I mean, that's why whenever I was reading through this, Tug is our protector. Just yes, this is what it made you find out half an hour ago. Tug is our protector. Yes, he is. Early mug. Thank you, early mug raiders. Welcome. The cite cases, however, do not support plaintiff's argument. Neither of the cases involve service by email under Florida, Wisconsin. One of the cases cited involved service by email under California law, although courts, is it a federal court though? It looks like it was supplemental. Interpreting California law of accepted service by email. California law does not apply in this current situation. The other case is mapping your future for reasons. Above, plaintiff's motion for substitute services by process of email is denied. It doesn't mean that they're out. That's not what it means. It just means that. And so if anybody's telling you, oh, well, Dave hadn't been served, he's out of the case, that would be a lie. That would be incorrect because they're giving them the opportunity to basically refile. That's what this means right here. Is like refile, give me something better. That's all that this means. And maybe not. Thank you so much, and I hope it plays.
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day.
Maybe a new flavor of thuggery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, baldered, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and thuggery. Oh, yes. I love it when you guys get these. Welcome, new members. Welcome. It's so good to have you here. I will tell you. You have no idea the craziness that's been happening over the past couple of weeks. Oh, it's been so insane. And I think maybe you guys aren't seeing me. I don't know. It's weird. A certain person who thinks she knows the law was bragging that time for services expired, and Low T has no longer has to worry. Who wants to break that news to them? No, No, I don't even care to engage it with them. That's the thing. It's like fighting myself. Come on, peeps. There are 40 in the chat. Too lazy to hit that thumbs up. There's 182 if you find folks in there tonight. Hit that thumbs up, slap it, tickle it, make it feel good. Hands, yellow heart, red hands, yellow heart, red hands, yellow heart. I love it. Thank you very much, Tricky Nikki. Lurking. Hey, you can lurk away all you want to. Just hit the thumbs up. It's fine. And if you feel like throwing your hard-earned cash at me, I don't ever object to that either. I'm so bad at this. All right, now we get to the fun part here. So, Paint Chip Senior, which is a non-party moron, has filed 2 documents in this case that contain an obscene and improper case caption. Wow. The judge noticed this right off the bat and said, you know what? That's obscene and it's improper. And both documents, 116, 117, they're stricken because, whatever kind of douchebag would file something like that, it just goes to show, I guess the tree doesn't fall too far from the fruit. C. Fisher and Whitlock, 784, finding that district court properly exercised its discretion to strike an improper motion from the docket. Well, thank you. Maybe not. Yeah, if we get to 10K, it'll by the end of the year we'll be amazed. I guarantee it. One of those where I'm like 10K. Oh, now let's make some better music. Strike an improper motion from the docket so ordered this 8th day of October 2025. Yes, I know I'm a little bit behind on some of these filings because, well, I'm horrible that way. And of course, we come down in the clouds. You gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much in the clouds. I appreciate it. Surprised me. Certain people are talking out their asses. No, you're not surprised. You can't be surprised. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Diane Pescura? I think I said that right. It could be Pescura or it could be like Diane Hottie. I don't know. It could be anything. Let's give you guys a little bit of the
Welcome to the ship
show. Every single day. A new flavor of buggery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of the Christmas, stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and buggery. I said now, ooh. Ah, yes. Okay, you guys are getting the music. That's good. That's good. I want to make sure that continues to happen. So the next one that we have here is the order denying motion for protective order. The cause came before the court upon, my shell. Preston's motion for protective order. The court, having reviewed the motion, any response thereto, the applicable law, and being otherwise fully advised in the premises, hereby orders and the judges as follows. The findings of facts and conclusions of law, where the plaintiff filed a motion for protective order seeking to avoid appearing for a properly noticed deposition in this matter. Now, Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 1.280 Charlie provides that a party or person from whom discovery is sought may seek a protective order, and that the trial court may issue an order that denies or restricts discovery for good cause. Well, here's the problem, dumbass. When justice requires, the court also may issue an order to protect a party or person from annoyance, embarrassment, oppression, or undue burden or expense. Well, the dumbass that was seeking this protective order has the burden to show good cause. A trial court possesses broad discretion over in overseeing discovery and protecting the parties that come before it. Strong showing is required before a party will be denied entirely the right to take a deposition, and the court finds the plaintiff has failed to demonstrate any good cause sufficient to warrant the issuance of a protective order in this case. And well, Florida Rule Civil Procedure 1.380 was created primarily as a vehicle for ensuring compliance with discovery requests and discovery orders. Florida's Rules of Civil Procedure 1.380 Delta provides sanctions against a party for failure to make a discovery, including when a party or an officer or managing agent or of a party willfully fails to appear before the officer who is to take his deposition after being served with proper notice. The penalties for completely failing to appear at a deposition, including an order striking out pleadings or part of them, or staying for the proceedings until the order is obeyed, or dismissing the action or proceeding or any part of it, or rendering a judgment by default against the disobedient party. These sanctions, you dumbass, are permissible even without a previous court order. Well, based on the foregoing, it is hereby ordered and adjudged that plaintiff's motion for protective order is, well, shit, go figure, denied. Defendants Jeremy Hales, George Foreman are entitled to sanctions, including reasonable fees, attorney's cost incurred on connection with the motion for protective order, defendant's response in opposition, and any related proceedings. The amount of attorney's fees and costs shall be determined at the subsequent hearing to be set by this court upon motion of defendants. So here, what he's saying here is he's waiting on Randy to say, all right, let's make a hearing for this. Well, now the plaintiff, dumbass, shall appear before an audio video deposition, which shall, not might, not sort of, not maybe, it shall, it will happen. This is not debatable, occur on or before October 31st, 2025 at the Levy County Courthouse. Now, I'll just say the failure to comply with this order may result in additional sanctions, or you're going to be paying even more money pursuant to Florida Rule of Civil Procedure 1.380. And this is done and ordered, you silly fool. Like, judge did not play. I mean, it was not long after that he said, you done played around way too much, woman. We don't like it when you play. You want to play games? All right. I wish you all a wonderful evening. Good to see you, Debbie Baker. How are you tonight? I hope you're doing well. Oh, sweetheart. Thank you so much. And Debbie Baker sent me a nice, lovely message there. Is it okay to read that, Debbie Baker? I'll read it out for you. If it is okay, all you gotta do is say yay or nay. Debbie Baker, I appreciate you always watching. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Oh, Megan O'Brien, I'm feeling a lot better than last week. And yes. And she says, I'm always listening. I'm just not able to always be chatting. But she says, I'm always watching. I'm just not always able to chat. And it's so kind of you, doll. I mean, you're welcome to hang out there. People do worry about you and they want to make sure that you're doing okay. That's all that it is. It's no stress. And of course, here's where we get to the flip out parts, because, well, they just can't help it. But before we do that, I think you guys are owed a little bit of a letter. That's what I'm thinking. You guys should probably get a letter, but only after this next one, because it's going to be good. This one's fire. Defendants Jeremy, George, Larry, by and through their undersigned counsel, and hereby notify all the parties of filing the attached certificate of non-attendance of my stupid ass Michelle in this circuit court, 8th Judicial Circuit, in for Levy County, Florida. Plaintiff defendant certificate of non-appearance of Michelle, State of Florida, County of Levy. I, Cynthia Leverett, FPR, certified stenographic reporter, hereby Notary Public, State of Florida at large, I do hereby certify that pursuant to the county courthouse with Randall Shockett on October 1st, 2025, for the purpose of reporting the deposition of dumbass scheduled to begin at 9 o'clock in the morning. I further certify that as of 9:20 in the morning, that deponent nor anyone on his or her behalf had made any appearance. Under penalty of perjury, I declare that I have read the foregoing certificate and all the facts stated in it are true. Thank you, Cynthia, making the case for her getting slapped around by the judge yet again. And, well, there's nothing like a good open letter for you guys. So how about this? I give you just a little tease.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
An open letter, the no-show that showed everything. Well, Lynette, dumbass, some people make their mark in history by standing up for something. And of course, stupid made hers by sitting it out entirely. On October 1st at 9 a.m., Levy County Courthouse, her grand moment to finally defend the lawsuit she started. The one that she's been parading around online like a participation trophy for victimhood. Well, shit, the stenographer was there. Defense counsel was there. The courtroom clock ticked, and, well, Lynette, like she always does, vanished. Not a call, not an email, not even a one of her patented, "my phone, the universe is out to get me" excuses. Just empty air where accountability is supposed to be. Well, and then, of course, comes this ridiculous filing a certificate of non-attendance, which might sound dry, but it's paperwork equivalent to the entire courthouse shrugging and say, well, shit, we tried. It's official now. She ghosted her own deposition where she could have made all this proof of how she's been wronged by her stalker. Now, most people try to avoid being found in contempt. Lynette seems to be chasing it like it's her next influencer collab. Well, let's not overlook the people left holding the bag. The court reporter, Cynthia, seasoned professional, sat there for 9 until 9:20, probably rethinking her career choices while staring at an empty chair. Randy Shockett was on his side, ready to let Lynette hang herself with her own freaking words. One I don't recall at a time, but instead, he got a quiet morning of peace. Hell, maybe even a muffin. And really, that's the only kindness Lynette offered anyone this entire litigation, was keeping her fat cake hole shut. It's funny how she always finds her voice when there's an audience, but loses it when the record's rolling. Well, she'll spend hours posting on Facebook about corruption, false narratives, yet she can't even spare 10 minutes to testify under oath. Because every time she gets close to actual truth, well, she just sprints in the opposite direction like a toddler who just realized that honesty has consequences. Well, let's not ignore the so-called help in her corner, those self-proclaimed experts who've been whispering bad legal advice into her ear like it's gospel. This is the result of that mentorship. A client too scared to sit in a room and answer questions because even she knows she can't keep her own lies straight. When these people don't respect her, they use her. She is their useful idiot. Pro se cannon fodder for whatever narrative they're going to be pushing this next week. They get the clicks, the chaos, the attention, and bitch, get the sanctions. When you sue people who have actual lawyers, the bare minimum requirement is just show up. She couldn't even meet that. So now the record reflects no show, no defense, no clue. And the irony is sort of delicious because this is the same woman who screamed online about how the truth will come out. Well, Lynette, they tried. The court even scheduled it for 9 a.m. You just didn't bring your happy ass in there and show up to deliver it. Now, the Levy County docket has become her diary of defeat. Each entry is just a time-stamped confession of self-sabotage. She's weaponized incompetence to the point it's practically performance art. First, she blames the haters. Then when that fails, it's the system. And when that all else fails, she files something so incoherent and calls it injustice. Well, the universe has a cruel sense of humor. The system she claims to fight keeps catching her lying and filing and flailing, all in equal measure. But here's what happens next. The defense will file for costs, maybe even sanctions. The judge, already tired of her circus, will note that little pattern, because this isn't the first time she's dodged it. It's just the first time the paper trail is laughing. That certificate and non-attendance isn't just procedural. It's evidence of exactly the kind of canker sore on life that she is. Every missing minute will now echo through her case like a countdown to implosion. So, meanwhile, her own little fan club will spin this as bravery. They'll say she stood her ground because apparently not standing at all counts now. They'll cheer while she burns every bridge she tries to cross, but the courts aren't Twitter. No, there's no edit button. There's no sympathy emoji and no Felisa or bubbles to feed her lines. Just the plain, cold text of the record saying, "You suck. You failed to appear." What kind of fool does that? Because this was her moment to prove she wasn't just the character everyone paints her as. The erratic, poorly advised loudmouth with a persecution complex. No. Lynette always proves the critics right faster than anyone else possibly could. You can't call yourself a warrior for truth when you flee the battlefield before the roll call. And the best part, this all happened after she already spent months calling others cowards for not facing her. She built her entire brand on the illusion of fearlessness, yet when confronted with a stenographer, she folded faster than a Dollar Tree lawn chair. Now it's become obvious Lynette doesn't want justice, she wants attention. But attention is expensive when it comes with filing fees, court reporters. Every tantrum, well, it has a little receipt. Now this is one that's on the record forever. It's not the corruption she needs to fear. It's her own pattern of vanishing whenever the truth asks for eye contact. So, to summarize in plain English, dumbass failed to appear yet again. And every missed appearance isn't just a procedural failure. It's a confession of weakness dressed up as victimhood. Now, she can cry set up all she wants, but no one can conspire to make her not show her happy ass up. That's on her. The only person sabotaging Lynette Preston's lawsuit is the same one listed as plaintiff. Now, the rest of us, we're just spectators sitting in the courtroom waiting for a woman who keeps proving she can't even show up to her own downfall. Shizzywhiznut, certified moron with Velcro shoes, former owner of a star-spangled helmet, licking windows in the front row of Florida's most tragic courtroom sitcom, and most definitely your daddy. Hoorah!
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzywhiznut.
Good stuff. Maybe not. Have you heard the story about the broken tea bowl? How the bowl was repaired with gold, and it was not only better, but more beautiful. Always. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to be part of the replay crew. Welcome, Debbie. You can always be part of the replay crew anytime you want to. If health were a tea bowl, I want to try it all night long. I've been watching since the very beginning of your video. I watch all of your videos. When you start, I will leave anyone's videos. I was watching to see your video from the beginning. Well, thank you. Thank you, Debbie Baker. I appreciate you. Now we have we have a couple of things before we get into Shara's stuff. Is this right here? Otterkirks, standing in the truth. It's not demonetization. It's everything else that you say. Squid Georgie and all of you other idiots. You have no idea. You go off the word of one and think, wow, gravy train moneymaker. Look at this. We get to jump on the back of this and hitch a ride. No. See, no gravy train here. See, I actually have to do work, whenever I'm doing these things. There's no gravy train. This isn't easy reading through your stupidity and watching it unfold in real time. That's not easy. Watching the kind of things that in polite society that I would consider to be reprehensible. Yeah, that's not easy. So gravy train, doubt it. But more like a bucking bronco or a really pissed off donkey. Just grab that ass and ride it. Everything you get, and remember, God watches. And now you judge how others, he judges you. What you do to others, God will do to you. Well, it sounds like you're judgmental a little bit there, Lynette. I think you better think about it. If my family wasn't so damn afraid of all this mess, you don't seem to be too damn afraid of shit. I mean, you keep on saying you're a warrior and you're going to fight back. Well, shit, man. What's going to happen to you in Ohio? What's going to happen to you in Ohio? What's going to happen to all these other idiots? That's going to be really interesting. That's going to be really interesting. How you going to do that explaining? I think you better think about it. My family wasn't so damn afraid of all this mess. They would come forward and protect me. Really? You think you're what family? What family would come forward and protect you, Lynette? I mean, you seem to be totally capable. You're over here, preaching out like a corn stalking preacher. And you seem to be very, very, vocal. What you saying that, your court filings, you weren't speaking out loud enough? Is that what you're saying? Where you don't show up to court like you're ordered by the court to do? Yeah, that's really standing up for yourself there. That's so bold and brave. Who want to do the same, but nobody wants you. All is done to them, but I pray with all my heart that God punishes you in some way because you deserve it. Really? Because people are watching you unravel like a cheap sweater, that all of a sudden now we're evil. Evil, horrible people. How dare all of you evil, horrible people watch and see the kind of shenanigans that she does. If you weren't watching, it would be like the child that covers its eyes and goes, I'm hiding from you. You can't see me. Yeah, that's not how any of this works. None of it works like this. The way that it works is you follow the law. And, of course, she has her little, not very Christian-like. Well, of course, she's very Christian-like here because she says, lies are being said that I'm monetized on these channels, and that is a lie. John and I are some of the only ones that are not making money off of these social media sites. But you better stop with your lies. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to defend myself with everything you're saying about me is a lie. I don't know what Squid's saying about her, but it seems to me that you're right. You were monetized. You were making, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Except the only thing is someone took it away from you. Yeah, they grabbed it up. They snagged it up. They rode that shit into the freaking ground. You right there became her little bitch. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. You became her little bitch in all of this because somebody's holding all your money, or at least a good portion of it. if they still have it. I mean, it makes me wonder, do they actually still have the money? It should make you wonder. I mean, I would be concerned about it if you're thinking, oh, well, no, there's no money left. Well, how do you know there's no money left? Can you prove that there's none left? I mean, I would say that there's all she had to do was keep her stupid mouth shut. She can do that. People are sick of listening to her whining about her lack of money. Stupid heifer should have stayed employed. Yeah, she could have done that. She could have done that, but no. That would have been way too much work. Staying employed at her age. Come on. Why would she stay employed at her age? And still she has to insist that she's a preacher. Yeah, there ain't no preacher stuff happening there. So, I read all that this morning and I said, you know what? I think that deserves a nice little response, because that's the kind of asshole that I am most days. Is I find things that really interest me and I respond to them in my own Shizzywhiznut way. And I'll share that with you guys here as soon as I pull it up. We'll just read it. So this is a nice little open letter. You're not going to get the full open letter treatment on this because you know what? They're stupid. It's Fleesa once hoisted you up like a trophy, parading your kid's name through the algorithm as if tragedy were a crowdfunding strategy. Every dollar for the child, every tear for privacy, and somehow none of it ever went to you. Now the receipts say it, the public posts confirm it, and now the same woman who waved your pain like a red flag has publicly humiliated you to save herself. You could have sued Lynette. You had a clean shot. Misrepresentation, exploitation, defamation, the whole bingo card. Instead, you let her ride off with your side story while you stayed behind, guarding those ashes like loyalty was a retirement plan. Now that's on you, sweet cheeks. And when help actually came, it wasn't from the vultures. Tug tried to help you quietly, professionally, no spotlight, no theatrics, just a plan to fix what Fleesa broke. All you had to do was say yes, but that's not your brand, is it? You kicked that rope away and called it independence. And when you let Vomit, the perpetual grease stain of journalism, whisper in your ear, he promised you the vindication that what you got were sanctions. The man can't even spell credibility, and now you're dragging his bullshit into filings that'll live forever in the court record. How's that all working out for you? So you're allergic to good advice that every person who tries to help gets burned. You turned Tug's roadmap into an ego bonfire. You took the one person who could have untangled this and replaced him with a guy who writes rage blogs between cease and desist. Of course, this is not the first time his interference in a court case backfired. And I bet he won't even talk about that one. You built a circle of trust entirely out of the people who will sell your private messages for clout and call it truth. It's almost like you bent over and told them, no lube, raw dog it like paint chips got in prison. Now you're online again sermonizing about gravy trains while the people who actually cashed in are sipping cocktails on your storyline. You think martyrdom is content. It's not. It's collateral. You keep mistaking pity for loyalty, and now the only thing monetized is your misery. So yeah, I'm going to ride this one, not the gravy trains. I ride chaos. And you, Lynette, are the purebred thoroughbred of self-sabotage and tomfoolery. Every kick, every buck, every midnight rant, it just adds horsepower. Because you see, sweetheart, the pony's kicking and spitting fire, and I'm staying on this donkey until the hooves wear out. You talk about judgment and prayers like they're weapons. Maybe aim them a little more inward. God's not punishing you. He's just tired of watching reruns because every time that you post, it's the same damn script. Betrayed, blamed, and a cameo by the devil, and a commercial break for tears. Meanwhile, the real devils are counting your views. So keep kicking, keep screaming, I'm not monetized while begging for help and denying it whenever it's given. Keep trusting the people who profit when you fall. And I'll keep just trotting alongside with a fake helmet on, Velcro boots fastened, licking the window of your denial because I'm not the one in sanctions and in court, darling. Still Shizzywhiznut, the idiot on the bumper of the short bus, enjoying the ride. The bumpier, the better. Yes. Well, hello, Rosalind. How are you tonight? Good to see you. I got a little bit of something for Rosalind. I got a little bit of something for Rosalind. Oh, did I close the wrong thing? I hope I didn't. That would really suck if I did. No, I didn't. Thank you. Now, if you're wondering what kind of freaks and fools that we're running into, I might get into that a little bit later on, or I might just save that for Saturday with Tug if I'm over there. Hopefully that happens. We'll see how scheduling works out. I'm up for it. We'll see. We'll see. That should be quite fun. We've got we haven't talked in a while on stream, so it'll be interesting to see where we're all sitting on this stuff. Like Tug is busy, I'm busy, life is busy. That's how the life of streaming goes. Ask Rosalind; she could tell you. She's probably bogged down with work like crazy as usual because that's what happens. You get completely like slammed with work. Yeah. You know, it's just one of those where I like to tease because I was telling her earlier, I was like, you know what, you should play Venom song because nothing says it like Venom song, does it?
Venom, lady in black. She listening in the shadows, ready to attack. No warning shot, no polite hello. Has wicked grin and a toxic glow. She's dripping poison like gossip at brunch. A sharp bite and you become her lunch. Sexy till you're twitching on the floor. She's smirking in your face, then comes back for more. Bite, bite, baby, better say your prayers. Venom's got stilettos and homicidal flair. She's vicious, delicious, a queen with a sting. The sexiest nightmare you've ever seen. Pucker up, sugar. Mama's venom tastes sweet.
I'll have to do that. I'll have to invite Venom on one night. Yeah, that was always. You're still working on it. You're still working on your song. Still waiting on your song. What song do you want? If you want a song, I'll create one for you. You may not like it. You may not like it. You just got to tell me what you want, and I'll create you some pretty badass songs. I'm dead serious. I'll make you some good ones. You know me. I'll make. Yeah. Yeah. Shizzy's the man. I mean, I've got one. I could probably play that. Let me see. Let me see if I can locate that one. How does that go? It is. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can add this one in here because it is so good. So good. Did I save it? I'm trying to think if I saved this one on this computer because I may not have. Did I? I think I did. Yes, I did. I did save this one on here. Is it going to allow me? Damn it. It says the file's too large. Son of a... I know what I can do though. I can just go here and open this up here like this. And I can do this. And then you guys get to hear it all the way through. You guys want to hear this? Members got to hear it last night. Ah, yes. All right, here we go. I want to share it with you guys because it's so damn good. It is absolutely. And let's make sure we've got the audio turned on for you guys because you gotta get the audio. There's no video for it yet, but once you get the video, it's going to be completely worth it. Here we go. This is the song, and wait until you see the video.
The shack was shaking, the hot plate flying. John's in the corner, fetal position crying. Otter Creek froze mid mosquito bite. Well, Lynette screamed, Randy Shockett wanna fight. Barefoot Banshee in a Walmart slip, cray eyes, method of grip, throws a can of spam like a hand grenade. Ray ducking behind the Kool-Aid. Randy Shockett, you know good chief. She's speaking in tongues and stomping her feet. Neighbors hiding like Judgment Day, cause Lynette done lost the DNA. She's yelling and spitting flames, my mother dies. Seconds later spinning in a hot plate fry. Starts falling, laughing, punching the wall. Ray whispering in the corner, I seen it all. Cray storm in a double wide. Got holy water and insecticide. John's praying low, don't let her reload. While the hot plate hums, a turtle explodes. Randy Shockett, she's swinging that pan. She met Jesus in the minivan. All the creeks glowing, lights all red. She screams again, my mama ain't dead. She ain't dead. She ain't dead. She whispers. She ain't dead. She whispers. She ain't dead. You're crazy in the head. Dum 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 dum. Ray filming, world's dumbest show. Gator in the yard just whispering no. John's clutching his Bible upside down while Lynette's wearing poop like a crown. Hot plate humming, lights flicker twice. John whispering Jesus through some ice. She's laughing, sobbing, praying for a sign, and kicks the fridge for crossing the line. Randy Shockett, you broke her brain. She's arguing with her own blood stain. Trailers humming, lights all bright. She's screaming, my mama didn't die. Still smoke. Ray laughed till the breaker broke. Came from Otter Creek, came that Banshee cry. Randy Shockett, my mother didn't die. She ain't dead. She ain't dead. She ain't dead. My mother didn't die.
Yeah, see, how can you go wrong with that? Tickle finger is in what? Maybe. Yes. If it's a Shadows rocket, run away. Yes, most definitely run away if the shit's rocking. Angie always, Angie, thank you. Oh my God, we had so much fun in Dollywood, Angie. I can't wait until we do that again. we're gonna get Angie all wet again. You are not that would be perfect right at the very end of that. Oh my God. Oh. All right. Stop that right there. All right. Now on to some more. Thanks for sharing the jams. Hey, I do what I can, Tammy. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, we will video the wet spots next time. Yes, yeah, next year we'll definitely video getting all wet, getting Valhalla soaked. Oh my gosh. Oh, was it Miami that got stuck under the falls? She was stuck. John. You guys are awesome. Oh, all right. Let's now. If you had like again, if you haven't seen Shara's video, go definitely watch it because it gives quite a bit of information. This is part of the Otter Creek Golden Key that she's been talking about with Jamie Starr Johnson. So there is no actual video of them talking. This is just, I believe, a phone conversation that they were having. And we watched a good portion of this the other night. Dollywood was everything. Yes. And Rosalind, it's such a pleasure to meet you. It really was. Oh my gosh, here we go.
Not that I recall, no.
Okay.
I don't believe so. It was after they were home.
When did she first ask you to be the godmother of the baby?
It was immediately when she found out that she was going to get this baby that she said was her miracle baby.
Yeah.
That she had been praying to God for so long. And at the time, I thought, well, that's great, you know.
Yeah.
Especially thinking that the mother was drugged out while she was pregnant.
Well, and you know that. See, something always strikes me like really in the feelers here, because you know, and I don't talk about this a whole lot. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't remember. I came from a family where my mother was very abusive, and a lot of the same kinds of things that I see Lynette doing is pretty common in that kind of situation. Luckily for me, I was I don't know, smarter or more stupid or whatever, but I managed to get out of that situation and separate myself from that person and get as far away from them as I possibly could. I mean, there wasn't enough states to get away from them. Let's put it that way. But I managed to keep that person out of my life. You know, it's just unfortunate. And, you know, it like my mother-in-law, for example, was a little bit concerned that I didn't have a good relationship with my mother. Like, what kind of person doesn't have a good relationship with their mother? Once it was explained, once my wife explained to her the situation, she was like, oh, okay. So it wasn't a happy situation. And part of the manipulation that she would put on us as kids was this, you know, this is my blessed child, and really to sort of find a favorite. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the way that it comes across is really skeezy, and it's another form of that kind of abuse where you are saying that all the rest of your children were not a blessing, that they're a curse. And you know, that she may not be doing it, but it just rings to me. It rings in my ears that you know, that saying, you know, to a 12-year-old child that, you know, hey, you're just like your father and your father's a piece of shit kind of thing. That's just sort of the vibe I get out of that. You know, and I can almost hear her saying, you know, anytime this child does something that mom doesn't like, is saying something along the lines of, you know, you're acting like your mother, or you're acting like, you know, your spawn, or some kind of crap like that. Good evening, Sheila. Shelly, I'm sorry. I thought that was Sheila. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate you. It just abuse from mother is the worst kind of abuse a child can endure. Yeah. I mean, and the way that she talks about the child and to the child, you can see the variation because and this was common with my mother. Was people thought she was one of the nicest, sweetest people that she'd ever meet, but if you didn't fall in line with what she would say and do, the abuse would come whenever she was away from other people. I think it was how old was I? Probably about 15. Whenever one of my friends, he was hanging out with me and saw the way that my mother acted, and he was taken aback by it. He was like, "What the hell was that?" I said, "Oh, that's just her normal way that she does things." Now, to somebody that's not in these kinds of situations, they'll see it and go, "Oh, well, you must have done something to set her off," not realizing that it's, the normal way that she would behave, acting horrible to the child before, whenever they're not around, other people. But then as soon as they're around a group of people, you're the love of their life. You're the golden child, the one that can do no wrong. But secretly, they have some sort of anger towards you. I never could understand that as a kid, and I didn't even bother thinking about it as I got older. It was just like, yeah, this is just the kind of person she is. I don't need her to validate my existence. And, I hope that, like I said, I hope the best for this child. It's just, I think my mom and dad love my husband more than me. Yeah, that happens on my end too. My mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law, whatever, father-in-law, let's just say that. They actually think that I'm an okay guy. I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting action, but yeah, it just sort of bothers me. Rarely do victims of childhood abuse know that they're being abused until they're grown. Yeah, that's usually that. Yeah, I would say that's probably true. I just saw it as normal behavior. You get immune to it, and you know that something's not right. Once you can find a way out, you leave.
Of course, I was glad that the baby was not
Sorry,
in that situation.
too much
I want to
information.
say that we obviously don't have evidence that she
Hey,
was
Mary
drugged
Ann,
out.
good
This is
to see
something
you.
that was said to you. So,
Correct.
so we're not making that accusation at all toward the mother.
No.
I haven't spoken to the mother, so I haven't asked her side of the story. Obviously, at this time.
I know there was a story she told me that the mother was so disrespectful and was a problem, and that she had.
See, that's another thing which I as much as I love Shara, I think that it would be, and I hope that Shara at some point, or somebody, and I'm not saying that anybody go and do this. Please don't. Don't reach out to these people. Don't reach out and contact them. But I'm hoping that there's somebody that whenever they do interview the mother, they can sort of get that other side of the story. And I'm not saying that anybody should, but it would be interesting to see what exactly, Jamie's being told by Lynette. These are words that are being told to her. Doesn't necessarily mean, because we found that Lynette has been very forthcoming with information, but you can't be sure that it's an absolute truth, because she says things to make herself look better.
Urinated on MP's couch right before the baby.
Do you know how long that can happen when you're pregnant and you're about to go in labor too?
Yeah.
you can get contractions.
Hey, RBF, good to see you.
Beforehand, even days before, sometimes a couple weeks before. You've been pregnant too, and that can happen. So I can't see that as being something that the mother did on purpose. Is that what she told you? Is that what she told you, that she did it on purpose, or it was an accident?
Absolutely. No, it was absolutely on purpose.
Did she?
She was
well,
angry.
she said that. She said that she did it on purpose.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that she did.
She said that.
Okay.
Correct. That was alleged by her.
Do you know how long the mother was staying with her? I know that MP got her.
No, I didn't see. I would disagree. I don't think she's gullible. I think that she used to be, that she took people at their own word. But you have to understand, someone like Shara, okay? She will take people at their face value, what they present to her. And that can work really good for people, because if you're true and you're honest, she's going to attach to you in a way that's good and healthy. Does that make sense? Where she will eventually be around people that are good and healthy for her. But because she does take people at face value, it works against them as much as it hurts to say this, because she's actually a caring, giving person of her time, of her energy. So whenever somebody takes advantage of that, and once she notices that they took advantage of it, and she's done everything to help them, and then they've come back and spit in her face, that's something that for someone like you and I, which we would look at it and we would say, hey, this person is bad, and I'm just going to walk away because I don't want to be around. And whenever someone like Shara gets that kind of treatment from somebody, whenever they're found out to be horrible, reprehensible people, it digs a lot deeper, because it hits you in the feels where you despise this person, and there's nothing that they can do to change that. They will never ever become a good friend again because of their misbehavior. It can also make you a little bit lonely, because as you see more and more people do this kind of thing that try to take advantage of you, you tend to shut them out, and it becomes a little bit lonelier. So you end up closing up your circle of friends really close, which is not a bad thing. But like I said, it's one of those, like Shara would bend over backwards to help a friend out, but as soon as that friend does something to betray her trust or do something bad towards her, they're cut out of her life forever. And that's my read on it. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's gullible, no, at all. I think she just is very giving of her time.
She brought her there. But did she say anything to you about bringing her there? Did she say, oh, I'm going to bring the mother here, and what her plans were? Any of that part of it?
Not really. She just stated that the mother would be living with them until the baby was born.
Do you know how long?
That she wasn't using. I honestly,
to ensure that she wasn't using. Well, if she was ensuring that she wasn't using, how would the baby be born drug addicted?
And that's immediately brought the baby home.
There's a different part of the story that you're probably not aware of, and I'm not going to break that part of it right now, because I think it's important that I have evidence with it when I do it, and it probably shouldn't be now. But I do want to say that I'm privy to information that was given to me by MP as to why there were drugs involved, who fed them to the mother, and I'm not going to say more, and please don't go anywhere with that. But you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
I have information on that, and I found that to be the most alarming thing in this situation, because if a child is born and they're showing any drugs obviously in their system, and CPS is involved, you know what's going to happen. CPS is not going to let that baby go home with the mother, the birth mother, the bio mother. But if somebody were to drug the mother or get drugs into the mother's system,
I don't think I think that it took a while for her to get there, but once she got there, like, I don't think she would be in the same room with Lynette if she could avoid it. I don't know, maybe.
Feed the mother drugs.
Hey,
knowing
David,
the mother is
how you
pregnant,
doing, Air Force vet?
That person would know that baby would have an issue at the birth with drugs, right?
Correct.
And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to drive past that right now, but I'm just putting that out there. I've been given information that I'm at this time I'm not going further with it, but it's very alarming to me.
It is.
It's very alarming.
Yeah.
So her telling you that the baby would be born drug addicted, and then also telling you that the baby stayed with her to ensure she wasn't on drugs, are two different things. How do you say two different things? Not you, her. how does she
Right.
say that the baby's born drug addicted on one hand, and she's all over the internet writing posts saying she has a drug baby.
Yeah, it is a little disheartening there that's what she's saying is like child, is a drug baby, but then none of the behavior follows up on that.
This is a drug baby means the baby was born drug addicted. She is saying
Correct.
this in numerous posts. I mean, have you seen her say
That's
those things?
true.
I mean, she said those things to me.
Right.
I
So,
don't know how much
yeah,
she posted.
it doesn't make sense.
I wasn't really following her as much as she was following me.
Right, that I know too. Just by her messages.
Excellent,
to me whenever
Max.
Yeah.
When you would, when there was a time when you were not home for a while. I don't want to say what it was because that's your personal business.
Correct.
She was frantic in my messenger looking for you.
Right.
And getting very upset with me that I wasn't giving her information. I was really, really just staying as neutral as I could and as kind, as polite as I could with her. But
Correct.
that I will be publishing in this video.
Correct.
Okay, so we have the beginning, we have the baby, she asked you to be the godmother. So you were the godmother before you ever met her?
Correct. It was through our online conversations and on the phone.
Right.
We talk on the phone.
Okay.
But yes, she asked me before I ever went to Northport.
Let me ask you a question. As a mother, because you're a mother, would you, if somebody said to you, or would you actually go to somebody you don't really know, you just met them, or you followed them online?
You're a banana. You look like a peeled banana. Thanks, Max. I'm a banana now. He's so bad, Max. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, sorry. Got me. What is going on? Wait, I think my computer just froze up on this. Yeah, it froze up. Are you guys still there? And hasn't died on me. All right, we still have things happening here. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna restart this if it will let me, because that froze up and I couldn't get it to work. You're a banana now. Tizzy made it for you. Tizzy's awesome. Tizzy the bounce is good. Tizzy. Lurker checking in. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, lurkers. Hit the thumbs up, and it really means so much. It really does. You guys have no idea how much the YouTube gods don't like us as much as we think they do. They really would rather not deal with us sometimes. All right, let's do this. All right, I think I got it now. Nope, that went too big. That went too large, and I don't want it that large in my face. What? That sounds wrong. Damn it. Hello, Arliss. How you doing? How you doing, Arliss? I love to see new faces in here. It makes it so awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Would you think that person would be someone you should have as a godmother to your child if you don't know their history, don't know their life at all?
That is concerning.
So it's kind of strange, right? But it also made you probably feel good because, wow, she really believes in me, and I know who you are, so I believe in you too. But I know you. I've met you many times. You and I have traveled. You and I have been in D.C. We have been together, so it's not like I don't know you and you don't know me. We've been through some thick and thin.
Yeah, absolutely. It was not an expected friendship.
Exactly.
To a very
sisterhood.
Meaningful
Yes.
and long. I mean, it's been
many years.
6 years.
Yes, it's been a long time.
Long time.
And
oh yeah, and it's more than that. Ice cream. Sorry, just lurking. But wanted to trick the tubes with the chat. Well, thank you, Mad Hatter. Appreciate you. Yeah, definitely subscribe up to her, but even more so than just subscribing, give the watch hours, If you're subscribed, you get the notifications whenever those videos come out. Watch the videos. Watch them multiple times if you want to. It's watch hours that Tizzy's going to need if Tizzy's going to get monetized. You know, you could have 10 million subs. If you don't get any views, they won't monetize it. So give her the views also. Same way with Shara. Give her some love too.
We even spent time in other courthouses together, and you know, I've been there for you, and we just been there for each other. You were there for my health. I mean, there's so much between us.
Absolutely.
So to me, I can understand you because I know who you are. That would be somebody offering that to you would make you feel very good, obviously, because wow, they believe in me. And,
Right.
and what a beautiful thing to be the godmother of a gorgeous little baby in a story that you thought was a miracle story, obviously.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you feel a little misled by that?
Yeah, you think? Thank you, Graham Sue, for lurking. That's nothing wrong with being a lurker here at all. I mean, you know, look at it this way. Even Stacy Nat is a member here. Think about that. She became a member the other night. Imagine one of the anti-heels ecosystem coming over here and becoming members. I love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in.
Now that you kind of look back at all of this, like, it doesn't make sense to you the way that happened?
Not really. Not really.
Right.
I did form a bond with the child
Yeah.
when I first went and visited, as well as when I came back
Yeah.
to Otter Creek. The baby was all over me, craved attention like crazy.
Aw.
And I loved her. I still love her dearly. To have
And see that's one of the hardest parts. I will say, you know, if and you know, maybe some of you guys can attest to this. Probably some of you folks can attest to this also. You know, like I dated this girl when I was much younger that had a kid. And, you know, and you're just like, you know, the kid's starving for attention, like just because there's no father figure around. And of course, things didn't work out with the mom and I, and you know, you don't want to. It would be really creepy to show up to somebody else's kid and hang around them. That's just like that would, to me, that just seems creepy. So, you know, there was none of that. It's just you're looking at it going, you know, and you sort of feel bad for the kid. But, you know, not that the mother was a bad person or anything, but you do grow like an emotional attachment to, you know, a child, you know, you want to make sure that they're safe. And and I can only imagine if Jamie sees this child that was all over her, wanted to be a part of, you know, her life, and then all of a sudden to have to step away from it because the situation got really crazy, and you know, it's not your kid, and she realizes that, and that's just got to really hurt for her even more so, because I think there was probably a little bit of a closer connection between her and Lynette initially. So yeah, and sorry, Jamie, that stuff sucks.
her ripped away from me.
Oh, I
That
can't
was
imagine.
pretty devastating.
Yes, and sudden.
I may have been a weird situation in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
but the way that it bloomed, I gave it my all and my heart, and
Yeah.
it was genuine for me, for sure.
I know, and I know your heart, so I know you're genuine. Jamie, I'm
Yeah.
going to say something about you. You know, you've watched me do my journalism for over the years, right?
Yes.
You've
yes.
seen me handle a lot of stories, and you know how I am and how I do it, and I get in there, don't I?
You sure do. You helped me out a lot. And,
Yes.
and some charges that I had against me went
Yes.
away because of your sleuthness.
Yes, thank you, love.
for you doing that, and it was very much appreciated. And, you know, to have something, I would have never been
You
able
would have
to.
been in prison, which is scary.
Yeah.
But here's the thing
Yeah.
I want to say. In all the years I've worked with you, and you have watched me in your cases, not only in your cases but in other cases, I work with a lot of people, and I do have people that I've worked in their cases, getting their discovery files and everything. And there are some people that have never once lied to me in cases. You, Miss Jamie, are one of those people that every single record I collected matched up to every single thing you said, right down to every little detail.
Yeah.
I'm quiet. I watch. I observe. I collect. And
Correct.
I talk when I need to. I don't talk when I don't need to. And
Correct.
you are very much that way. So I found that to be a little different in MP's case, and I'm obviously not going to get into the details why, because that's something that comes with evidence.
Correct.
Things didn't match up for me, and I want to know if you feel betrayed in any way, if
Yeah.
you feel kind of shocked about some things that happened to you in this case that you didn't expect.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you feel like you were misled, or do you feel like do you look at yourself and think, how did I miss that, or anything like that? Because that's what I'm doing. I kick myself a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I've been one of the only people in all of this that has actually spent time, a longer length of time with that friendship, as well as the visit. Spent time in their home for 4 or 5 days. I don't recall the first time I was there. Maybe it was a week.
Yeah.
And then spent 2 months. on
Yes,
the
you did.
property
That's
and
a
all
lot
the
of
things.
time.
Correct.
You and I actually have a lot of things that I collected that we've never aired. Which
Ooh.
one day
Right.
we need to revisit some of that, because it is amazing, amazing stuff. We will visit that in the future.
I
So,
agree, for sure.
yeah. So the beginning, we covered the beginning, how you met her. You met her. She came onto your video. She was kind of showering you with gifts,
Yes.
sending you money to your foundation, wrapping her arms around you, loving you, filling you with love, making you the godmother of her child that she didn't even have yet, because it was right before you went there and she had the baby. It was around the birth that she made you the godmother, or right before that.
Right.
Man, that's a love bomb right there. I mean, like in the worst possible way. And it really goes to show the kind of person that Lynette is. If what she's saying is true, and I don't doubt that what she's saying is true, then it sounds to me like, Lynette was stringing her in, showering her with love and gifts, and stay at my place and you become the godmother. And, it's showing all this care and sympathy and understanding, which, Jamie, being probably a little bit distraught from the issues that she had been dealing with, takes that in and is just like, thank you. I appreciate it. But the only thing is that attention came with a serious price for Jamie. I mean, with lighted candles, could be.
Correct.
And you hadn't met her. So then came the first visit. She invited you to Northport, correct?
Yes, for specific reasons.
And what year would that have been? Would that have been the same year as you went to the Otter Creek property?
No. I was about a year into the online virtual friendship.
Yes.
And I was invited. She wanted to get her house ready to sell.
That's the same visit. It actually is. Let me refresh your memory. That would be 2021.
Yeah.
And that would have been July that you went to her Northport home.
Yes.
Would have been July 2021. And now you're going to tell me the rest of that story. But that is connected to the Otter Creek visit, because you visited during that visit, Otter Creek.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So that is your very
when I was
first.
in Northport,
Yeah.
I visited Otter Creek with her.
Okay. So the very first time you met her was after the baby was born. And you were already the godmother, and
Well, and here's the thing, Pink Rose, is as much as we talk about these things on YouTube, definitely don't involve yourself in this situation. And as much as it hurts and pains you, which I understand, it's not a situation that you ever want to get into. And the reason you don't get into it is because you don't know all of the details. You're only hearing what's being presented to you online. So if you're feeling this urge of saying, oh, I should do X, Y, or Z, resist that urge. It doesn't do anything but cause more problems. And this has been stated multiple times by multiple people on these YouTube channels, This is not a situation that you involve yourself in. It can turn a bad situation even worse, because it gives the appearance that you're involving yourself in a situation and you can't give an explanation for it. So I highly suggest, as much as it hurts to know these kinds of things are going on, or have a deep feeling that these things are going on, unless you're there and you see the situation happening, you got to stay out of it. No, I know you would never, but there's a lot of people that, and it's not directed at you. It's just directed to watching, some don't might feel this urge to reach out and say something. Don't. It's YouTube stuff. You can't believe everything that you see on YouTube, even if it is true. It's still on YouTube. So, and all it can do is turn the situation worse. And I've heard Megan, Tug, numerous other people say the same thing, that if they're getting involved, they're getting involved for a reason, because of something they saw. I don't believe that they're getting involved. And that goes the same for everybody else. Yes. And this is for parody, entertainment, educational only. Thoughts are not facts and speculation or read from the internet. We're just here to make you laugh, because adulting is hard. Well, I don't know about that. I've never grown up. I'm still a Toys R Us kid.
Did she bring you there? How did she get you there?
She did. She paid for a plane ticket for me to go there,
Wow.
and a plane ticket for me to go home. She said if I needed anything while I was there, she would take care of it. Didn't really need a whole lot, but
Yeah.
She did provide food and
Right.
and things like that at the house.
That's good.
And you went to work when you got there, and well, obviously you saw the videos first. She had you watch his videos, several of his videos.
Several of his videos.
Yes.
Me too,
Was she
Richard.
showing-
To the point where I was actually kind of irritated with
Oh
it.
boy.
Because that's all I heard.
Yeah.
It was all about JH.
Yeah.
And she was going to get living next to him, and, the property would be able to bring such a big amount of attention
Yes.
to her stuff.
He had a
when
fan
I went
base.
there,
He had a fan base, right?
absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
And you
Very big.
did you have a fan base?
Absolutely. I sure did. I was at 6 months into it, I was a nationally known
Yes, you were.
advocate and activist for family rights.
Yes, you were. And then when we went viral, forget it. We were all over the place. So you had a fan base.
Yeah. I
So,
absolutely did.
so-
I had a hater base too. But that's,
well, everybody, JH has a hater base. We all do.
I would have to say that I feel his fan base was very positive and not
Yes.
a lot of people against him until
Yeah.
all of these things went down. That's when I saw a gradual
Yes.
forming of this hate group towards him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad, actually.
Yeah.
It is.
I'll tell you, and I'm going to say this in a nutshell. When we began and you were asking me to get involved in this case,
Yep.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to cover her story, did
Nope.
I? Did I tell
No, you
you?
did not.
I told you I would look into the town story, though, right?
That is correct.
But at first, I didn't want to look into any of it. I saw the videos and I thought something about her case my gut was telling me, I don't know what the reason was, but my gut was
She
saying,
was pushing me to have you cover it. That
Yes.
is why I did.
I know why.
Issue with you too.
Yes. I kind of ignored her for a while, several weeks, and then finally, I said, what, I'll look at the videos. And there was something that caught my eye, but, that's a whole political story, the whole
Right,
town story.
right.
But, there's two sides to every story in that case. So, things aren't always what you see them to be in videos until you get into the nitty gritty of the records and getting to know people and seeing people in the light that they really are.
Yeah, see, nothing could have been spoken more true right there. And here's the thing. Like, and I'll say this straight up. Like, Angie, for example, had no idea who I was except for what she saw online. Same way with Rosalind Duke. Same way with Kaiser Pineapple and T42 and Expert and T-Rex and all the, Mo in the Deep End. had no idea the kind of person I was until we actually were able to spend time around one another. And then you get a different read on the kind of people that they are, and the attitudes they have, and the way they treat other people. And it's really interesting because, you see this persona here on, and it's not that we're any different in real life that I can think of. We're still us. We tend to act a little bit different on the YouTubes. Maybe it's a little amped up or a little downplayed or whatever than what we are in real life. And I mean, Angie, for example, I was expecting, somebody a little more bombastic, and she's not. She's absolutely just a sweetheart. We had a great time. We got wet together. Just saying, we had a blast. It was great. Like, we had, meeting Mo in real life. I will tell you guys, gals, Mo is drop dead gorgeous in real life, and we had to tell her to do something with her camera because it was not doing her any damn justice. Let's put it that way. Anyone can fake it for a couple of hours. Well, and it's not that we're fake. I'm actually more introverted than a lot of people know. I mean, here on the tubes, I come out of my shell a little bit more than I normally would in real life. Yeah, we're cautious. Exactly. I was dialed back, but not far from wild, crazy fun. Then 10 later, yeah. See, it's completely different.
Right.
That's when you're like, oh, something hits you in the face and the bell goes off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how I felt at one pretty quickly after I got there in Northport.
Yes. Okay. So when you got there, you first watched the videos, and she was pretty much obsessing over him, and discussing his fan base and how that would benefit her life and all those things with you.
Correct.
Then did she ask you to start cleaning? When did she ask you to clean? Get the place ready?
So that was before I arrived. She had pretty much told me she had nobody to help her.
Right.
And with having the baby, it was too much for her. She just really needed help, and I offered to help her. She made it feel like nobody was going to help her get that ready, and of course, I wanted to see the baby.
Of course.
Who wouldn't as a godmother?
Of course.
Yeah.
And was she getting the place ready to sell because she was going to be looking at that property in Otter Creek?
She had already had her eye on it. But yes, the whole point of getting Northport's house ready, which when I arrived was definitely a mess. The living room was the only thing that really didn't have a lot of clutter, a lot of mess in it. I know at one point in her bedroom, before I cleaned that up and picked all the clothes up, she would only have a section of the bed where she could sleep in.
Wow.
Because the other side was filled with stuff.
Yeah.
And at the time, JC was not living in the same bedroom.
Right.
That person was in a back bedroom, and I did not do anything in that room. But yes, it was asked of me. It was kind of the known that I was going to come there and help watch the baby while she cleaned. However, it turned out the other way. I did most of the.
Well, it might have not been a hoarder house, Richard. It's a possibility that it was just cluttered with stuff, and truth be told, like, my desk is always cluttered. It usually has paperwork and pens and, my notary stamp and things like that are cluttering my desk. That what I do is I come in, once a month, and I basically scrape everything off of here and then put it away and put it in a different place. And then it takes me a week to figure out where it is. But no, it could be just simple clutter. It might, she might be underplaying it. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there, so I'm only going by what she says. No, but if you've seen the pictures of the barn and the old RV, it's disgusting. Hey, some people are like that. My wife thinks I'm a little too messy which is good because she keeps me in line, which is a good thing about my wife. She keeps me like that's a mess. Can you clean that up? Pick up your shoes, get them out of the way. There were dirty diapers on the floor. Hey, that would turn me. I can't handle it.
Cleaning.
So she needed you for a purpose, which was to get
Clean
that
up.
house ready to get it on the market.
Yeah.
Yep, she wanted to get it on the market as soon as possible because she had already set sight and she was going to be getting this Otter Creek property.
I know you had told me, obviously, in text, she already knew exactly where he lived in Otter Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was very well known that she was moving there because it would be a good property for her turtles. But it was right next to him, so therefore she felt she could get a lot more assistance with her. I don't even know what you call it. Rescue.
Fundraising and things like that she was doing.
Correct. She felt like she could get donations and things like that.
Yes, that's concerning to me because if you think about a person seeing somebody in a video, kind of the way it happened with you, somebody saw you in a video and suddenly they're pulling you into their life and then some horrific things happen in 2023, which
I want to say it was 22.
No, it wasn't 22 because I didn't come into this till 23, and you were there when I was talking to her. Remember, it took me weeks. I think some people started telling me, she started also messaging me about the case, and I believe that was like April, May. I didn't really start looking into it, I think, until a couple months later. But I was really
I believe I went there right in...
It was 2023.
And it was June,
July 2023.
Go get that taken care of.
Okay. So before we go there, we're going to go back to Northport. You're cleaning the house. How many days did you clean the house before going to Otter Creek?
I don't recall exactly, but I would say a few.
Okay, so you were there maybe 3 days before the Otter Creek visit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe I was there for a full week.
Okay.
I'm not positive exactly, but it was a good period where I spent some of it cleaning. Mm-hmm. We did doctor visits, and then we went to the property and looked at that.
Do you think when you were in the Northport house?
And I'm curious, and and I really hadn't thought about this until just now. So, okay, so they go and visit the Otter Creek location. And this would be a question for you, Shara, that you could maybe ask Jamie, and just out of curiosity. I mean, where was the child? Did the child come with her to Otter Creek whenever she was looking at the property? Because that would change the dynamic of quite a few things. I mean, was she leaving the child with John at the time? I mean, we're talking about how old was she? So she said they brought her with. Okay, so she brought the child with to look at the property or to do some sort of upkeep on it. I mean, that just seems weird. I mean, especially at her age, all four went, okay, gotta get this grand to bed. Well, you take care of Pink Rose, and we'll catch you on the next one. And there's always the replay. The replays are just as fun. And you get to hear the stuff over again. To look and clean it when Jeremy moved the tree. Yeah, see that? I don't know if I would be bringing a child to something like that, especially a child of what, a year, 2 years? I mean, it definitely wasn't newborn. Or was it? Was the child newborn? I don't know. It just seems like not the place that you'd want to bring a child. Just, I don't know. It just seems weird. I mean,
cleaning and things. Did you work very hard to help your friend?
Absolutely.
I know how you are.
I worked the hardest I could.
Yeah.
Because I could see that it was important to her.
Yes.
In my understanding, that it was going to be just her and the baby moving to Otter Creek because of the conflict and issues that JC and P had.
Right.
She was very they were very hateful towards each other. Both of
So a
them.
year
So it's just
old?
going to be her moving there. But the thing that's strange about that, not what you're saying, obviously, but what she told you is he went with you to look at the Otter Creek property on that visit.
Yes.
He got in the car and went.
Okay.
So he was there looking at the property and working with what was going to go on in the property. If he wasn't moving there, I mean, doesn't that seem a little
Yeah.
odd?
It
Yeah.
does. It didn't really hit me because I wasn't actually a part of the deal.
Right, and you were.
I just heard.
No, I mean, yeah, no, she answered it. They're saying that that all four of them went. That it was well, besides Jamie, you had Lynette, you had John, you had the child, so all four of them were there. She bought the property. Yeah, I mean the timing is completely off. And also, you know, what Shara's talking about here is that it seems strange that Crook would be going with her if Lynette was trying to get away from him. I mean, if that's what her whole point was, is saying, "Oh, I've got to get away from him" or something like that, then why wouldn't she just get away from him? Should be 6 November 2nd. Wow. Still not completely body trained.
What she told me.
Yeah.
It's not like I saw any paperwork or.
Right.
I do know that if they sold the house, it would have been split
A year
between
and a
the
half.
two of them.
Yes.
Because they both owned it. That was my understanding.
Yes.
She was going to use her part to pay for the Otter Creek.
Right, the property, and that has already been on the internet, and we've seen that in multiple. Okay, so the house is all.
Yeah, she's not lying. That is exactly and not in school. Yeah. Well, supposedly she's homeschooling. I mean, maybe, you know, and this is something that's been brought up multiple times, is that, you know, she moved from a place that maybe she was getting too much eyes on her, and on the child, too many people were noticing. You know, Max, you know, do me a favor and just look at the date that all the stuff went down with Gypsy Rose. It's probably off by quite a few years, but maybe that story started becoming pretty big at that point in time. Maybe that's why she decided to, you know, too many eyes were on her, because that was becoming headlines. Well, like, when did that documentary come out about it? Like, I think that started firing off in, what is it, 2019, 2018? I don't know. It'd be interesting. To find that out. Oh, it did it again. Damn it. Let me do something real quick. It's acting funky on me again. I can't hit the play button. So it's acting weird. Homeschooling children succeed. This little one doesn't have that. Yeah, that's a big possibility. Let me see. Okay, now it's back. I don't know. StreamYards is acting really weird. All right, here we go. Not sure. Never follow. I didn't follow it either. I'm just wondering if maybe that kind of attention sort of scared her. Maybe. See, I'm hitting play, but it's not hitting play. So weird. All right. Let me go ahead and stop that and see if I can get it to play. Nope, it's not playing. Let me refresh. All right, here we go. Now it works. I don't know. It's acting weird. All right. Go ahead and bring that back up again. Sure. There we go. Date apprehended. Well, it's not the apprehensions. Whenever they started, it's whenever they actually started talking about the like that was the apprehension. But whenever they started releasing all the documents and the stuff started coming out, GBR, the first doc was in 2017. But I mean, when did all of the people really start noticing it? Whenever Gypsy Rose became more than just like the local paper, Like, wasn't that around the coof time? I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. I'm just wondering, thinking out loud. Hmm. Mm. Mm. Okay, so that now here's what's interesting. The Investigation Discoveries 2018 documentary explores exactly how Dee Dee Blanchard was able to fool medical providers about her daughter's alleged illness for so long. 2018. Maybe. Yeah, 2018. It was on Discovery Plus and Hulu. And 2018. Interesting. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah. No, because I mean, it just makes me wonder if maybe there was something that there was talk and people were starting to take notice and seeing similarities. That I mean, I'm no internet sleuth, I guarantee you. But that just made me think about that for a second. Like, what point in time? What was some of the events that would have spurred her to leave a perfectly functioning home, that all she would have had to do was just, clean up if it was just a messy place. Or, maybe she thought because the value of the property had gone up enough that, she could do that. Or, that could have been something completely meaningless, could have been because she wanted to be closer to Jeremy. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Whoever gifted the membership, One Rad says, thank you very much. Well, there's that lady who was calling her out in Northport just at the time of the adoption. Yeah, I mean, hey, welcome from Canada. Welcome, Colina. It's good to see you. Northport was getting wise to the lies she told. And she was running she was running fundraisers too. I mean, it wasn't like she was hiding from anything, or I'm trying to think what it was. But, like, my mother decided to pack us up and move us to another state, which broke all kinds of court orders and shit like that, custody and crap like that. She just basically up and packed us and left. And she gave an excuse at the time that could have seemed real, but I think that some of the stuff was starting to catch up with her. Well, Deborah, guess what? There's been updates in that. I'm sure you'll hear about that in the next few days. You'll hear about some things happening. So just keep your eyes out on Hales, because they've been in court. You have to understand they've been in court. From what I understand is and I may have heard this wrong, but what I understand is that that there is a protective order in place. It's been put back in place, but I'm not positive on that. I'm pretty sure that's what's happened, is that there is a protective order back in play. But that's something you would have to watch their members only thing to get the in depth on it. So if you want to get more in depth on it, there's only so much that they can talk about. So just saying, you might get more information there. I'm not going to be one to tell you what's true or not, because I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure that there is a protective order still in place. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Maybe it was a week.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry about that. Thank you. I thought the video was playing.
To have something, I would have never
Thanks,
been
Richard.
able to.
You would have been in prison, which is scary.
Yeah.
But here's the thing
Yeah.
I want to say. In all the years I've worked with you, and you
Sorry
have
about
watched
that.
me in your cases, not only in your cases, but in other cases, I work with a lot of people. And I do have people that I've worked in their cases, getting their discovery files and everything. And there are some people that have never once lied to me in cases. You, Miss Jamie, are one of those people that every single record I collected matched up to every single thing you said, right down to every little detail.
Yeah.
I'm quiet, I watch, I observe, I collect, and I talk when I need to. I don't talk when I don't need to. And you are very much that way. So I found that to be a little different in MP's case, and I'm obviously not going to get into the details why, because that's something that comes with evidence. Things didn't match up for me, and I want to know if you feel betrayed in any way, if you feel kind of shocked about some things that happened to you in this case that you didn't expect.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you were misled, or do you feel like do you look at yourself and think, how did I miss that, or anything like that? Because that's what I'm doing. I kick myself a lot.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I've been one of the only people in all of this that has actually spent time, a longer length of time with that friendship, as well as the visit. Spent time in their home for 4 or 5 days. I don't recall the first time I was there. Maybe it was a week.
Yeah.
And then spent 2 months.
Yes, you did. That's a lot of time. You and I actually have a lot of things that I collected that we've never aired, which one day we need to revisit some of that, because it is amazing, amazing stuff. We will visit that in the future.
I agree, for sure.
Yeah, so the beginning, we covered the beginning, how you met her. You met her, she came onto your video. She was kind of showering you with gifts, sending
thank
you
you,
money to your
Twaddle.
foundation, wrapping her arms around you, loving you, filling you with love, making you the godmother of her child that she didn't even have yet, because it was right before you went there and she had the baby. It was around the birth that she made you the godmother, or right before that.
Correct.
What's happening?
And you hadn't met her, so then
What's happening with what? Well, from what I understand, and I'm going to get this completely wrong, so don't quote me on this. From what I understand, Jeremy has been in court in Ohio for the past 3 days, dealing with this protective order, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of big stuff that comes out over the next and so I don't want to give up on what Jeremy talked about, because that's sort of his thing, until he wants to share it with everybody. And there's a lot of, let's put it this way, a lot of big stuff that is about to kick off. And whenever you hear it, it's going to, I don't know, it's gonna rock the what the hell's ecosystem pretty bad. Let's just put it that way. Whenever it all comes out, so just keep your eyes open and keep your head on a swivel. You'll see it come to fruition.
Then came the first visit. She invited you to Northport, correct?
Yes, for specific reasons.
And what year would that have been? Would that have been the same year as you went to the Otter Creek property?
No.
All right, I think I backed it up too far. I know I did.
But I think until a couple months later. But I was really
I believe I went there right in...
It was 2020.
Okay. Yeah, I did back it up too far. There we go.
Day for us to go.
And was it a long drive? Maybe about 3 hours or so to drive?
It was a long drive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like in the car? Like, was anyone talking? Like, who was driving?
I believe she drove most of the time. No matter what, she drove. It was always conflict between the two of them. It was nonstop conflict.
Oh, right in front of the baby?
That's constant.
Always in front of the baby. I had to actually, they kept pulling me in, so I kept trying to, be the mediator.
He was confusing you.
Correct. And,
don't worry, I'm always confused too.
Not only did I say things about how his behavior was, but I also told her how I felt about her behavior.
Right.
It was very egged on, very
confrontational.
I can't think of the word right now, but she basically would pull him into those fights.
Oh.
Always down talking him. And this all definitely happened in front of the baby. The baby was there. She had her 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And I will say that she was very frustrated with the baby a lot.
Yeah, that concerns me too. And I saw that too, and I heard a lot of things in phone conversations that, again, I'm holding aside because I'm not sure what step to take with what I've heard yet. It's, doing what it's going to do for now. But I understand what you're saying there, and there were many times that I had to say, please don't speak that way to her, or I had to try to, and it was very painful for me. But I also want to say, most of my interaction with her really was about the town, because I was covering the town story. This is what a lot of people don't understand. I wasn't so much covering her story. It's just that my heart grew, my care for the child grew in my contacts with her. in
Right.
covering the town story. And
So you
she,
can see why I was so
yes,
in.
torn and
right,
pulled in.
and definitely
Yes, yes.
even to leave the property was
Yes, you didn't
difficult for me.
you didn't want to leave the baby like in that.
No.
I know it makes
Yeah. And didn't want to leave the baby in that situation. Yeah. Like I said, it's that's sort of heartbreaking. Heather, this video has nothing to do with Jeremy current activity. This is just Shara video interview with Jamie Starr. That's true. This has to do with that. And there's one thing I wanted to show you guys, but it's going to have to be saved probably for Saturday with Tug. Tomorrow, what we've got going on, because we're getting ready to shut this thing down for the night. What's happening tomorrow? Ooh, let me look at my schedule here. Okay. All right. So tomorrow, this is what is going to be happening. I'm going to be on with the wonderful Mo in the Deep End in the morning. There we go. That should work. That take a little bit of the reflection off. Tomorrow morning, I'll be on with Mo in the Deep End. We do a morning stream where we just talk about the events over the past week. Nothing to do with any Hales or Otter Creek or Florida. Well, we do talk about Florida Man, but that's a different context. We talk about news and things that make us laugh and stories that we've encountered over the past week. We also have a spot where Mo gives me a story and I make a song about it. And let's put it this way, this week's is going to be fire. I guarantee it is going to be fire. And then we've got, we talk about the news on Friday morning, and then we come back here and we do what's called a pre-stream before we go on FNL. And I know a lot of you guys might be watching Tug at that time, which is absolutely fine. We it's something that we put together that we just sort of get warmed up for the night. And then we send everyone over to the expert, and we hang. Sometimes we hang out over there if we're able to, and we hang out there until, I don't know, about midnight, and then we go about our ways. But I believe Saturday I should be on with Tug. That we've been in talks. We'll see. It's all a scheduling thing. We have to make sure that the schedules work. So once we straighten that up, I'll probably be on with Tug tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Saturday. So, and then Sunday's going to be really interesting. I've been working on the a story for quite some time. We're having a little bit of fun with it. I've got Volstorm and Dictionary Diva. And Mo in the Deep End, and we, whenever Yamaha's feeling better, we'll have him back on, and we'll be, we're reading a parody of Lord of the Rings. It's a little weird. We do that on Sundays. Usually that comes on before Hales. I think we were streaming about the same time. But we get people to come in, watch the rewatch, and just watch us make fools of ourselves. So that's what I've got going on this weekend. This weekend, I'm going to be putting my computer together. Hopefully, that's what I'll be working on Saturday, Friday day. That's what I'm hoping to do. Well, it just depends on how all the parts get here on time. And everybody, it is wonderful to see you here again. Thank you in the clouds for the 5 gifted memberships, and maybe not with the 10 gifted memberships. That's definitely appreciated. Storm Beer in Summer, welcome anytime. Glad to have you here, and thank you for the 2 spot. And also Colleen for reviving the computer with the 10 spot. Thank you very much. That is very kind of you also. And Cynthia, the Fire Fairy, let's get this party started, most definitely. And everybody on that, I'll be sending you somewhere. I'll let you know if you stick around to the very end. You'll know where I'm sending you. Everybody have a good night, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent free story, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy Daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.
Going over to MG's.